Hello, kindergarten. Today we are going to be making a ladybug that helps us with our math. So to start, you're going to need 3 pieces of colored paper. I definitely recommend red and then 2 other colors. I chose blue because I did not have black. If you have black or purple, any dark color would work. And if you don't have colored paper, white paper works too. You'll also need scissors and you'll need tape or glue. I don't have glue, so I'm using tape, a pencil, and something, 2 circle shapes. I chose this plate as a medium size and this cup because it has a small and a slightly larger medium circle. You can use whatever you have in your house as long as your big circle is still smaller than your paper. You want your big circle to be able to fit on your paper. So the first thing that you're going to do is set everything aside and flip your plate over so that it fits on top of your paper. I'm doing red first. Make sure it's nice and secure. I want you to use a pencil, but I'm going to use a marker so that you can see it better as I color and draw. Hold with one hand or get someone to help you, and then use the other hand to trace around your plate. Go all the way around and it will make a nice circle. Look at that nice circle I've got on my red paper. Now I'm going to set it aside so I can do the same thing on one of my blue papers. I'm only going to make this circle on one of my blue papers. Go all the way around. Be careful. If you need to get someone to help you hold it steady, go ahead and get their help. The next thing I want you to do is set that aside and get your cup, and we're going to make some other shapes. I'm going to use the big side first so that I know I have enough room. I'm putting the big side up in the corner. I like to draw my circles in the corner so that I don't waste paper. I'm going to use my marker and go all the way around. Again, ask for help if you need it. And now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to make 5 little circles. So here's my first little circle. Here's my second. Here's my third little circle. Here's the fourth little circle. Notice how I'm keeping them close to each other so I don't waste paper. And then my fifth little circle. Great job! The next thing that we're going to do is cut out all of the circles that we've drawn. So I've got my scissors and I'm cutting out my big blue circle first. The big blue circle is going to become my ladybug's body. So I go around. Notice how I'm holding it carefully and moving the paper as I cut around the circle with my scissors. Alright, then I'm going to set that aside and put my scraps to the side to recycle them. Next I'm going to go around the red also with my scissors, working carefully as I cut. Going around and around. Alright, now I have my red circle and my big blue circle. Next is to cut my medium and my little circles. Now for this part, I'm going to do a little bit of a trick. Do you see how my circles are all close together? In order to make it easier to cut them out, I'm actually going to cut straight edges around the circles. That will give me smaller pieces that I can cut into circles a lot easier. Make sure you're doing everything you can to make your art easy for you. Don't make it hard when it doesn't have to be. And I've got one left to cut into a nice, easy to cut shape. Now the next thing I'm going to do is cut out the little circles. One, there's my first one, all cut out. I'm cutting around very carefully. There's my second. And when I finish, I put my scraps to the side so that they're easy to recycle. Make sure you clean up after yourself when you're doing your art. And I also have my ribbon. Now, I forgot to tell you guys to get ribbon when I was listing supplies. But if you want, you actually don't need it because you can use some scraps to make the antenna for the ladybug at the end. That would be really cool, and it would be a good way to use supplies and not waste anything. I'm almost done with my little circles. So I'm going to keep cutting until I finish. And I think I'm cutting my medium circle at this point, so that means I should be about done. Alright, so I have two big circles, I have one medium circle, and 5 little circles. Now the next thing I'm going to do is take my big circle, which are going to be the ladybug's wings, and I'm going to fold it in half. Now when I fold it, I'll press it on the table, and that will make it nice and creased like a taco. Now unfold it, and you can see the taco has a line down the middle. Get your scissors and cut along that line. Now I have 2 half circles, and they're wings. So when I have my big round circle, and I can lay my half circles on top at an angle, and it looks like the ladybug's wings are open. So I'm going to decide where I want them, and then I'm going to tape them down. What I do is I turn my tape into a little tape ball. Well, kindergarten, I figured out what was wrong with the sound. I had the mic off, and I turned it on so I could sneeze. So I'm sorry about that. So I've got my tape ball now, and I've taped the wings down nice and secure. And then I'm getting my medium circle. And I'm going to tape it behind, not in front. You want it behind the ladybug. So make another little tape ball or get some glue, put it on the back of your ladybug's body, and secure it onto the head. Now do you see how I've got a ladybug already? But my ladybug needs some details. So the first thing I'm going to do is add the antenna. Again, if you want, you could use scraps. It looks really nice if you take 2 of your circle scraps and you glue them onto the back like that. That would be a very cute, easy way to use your paper, and you wouldn't need to use the ribbon. But instead, if you want to use the ribbon, extend it just a little bit. You don't need a lot. And then cut off that very small piece. Do you see how small it is? Then take your small piece and cut it in half. Now I have 2 pieces. Now next, I'm going to tape them onto the back of my ladybug's head. If you use glue, this part would be a little sticky, so you'll need to wait for it to dry before you move on. But since I'm using tape, I can put the sticky side up I can put the ribbon on the sticky side so that the tape curls towards the sticky side, and then put the sticky side on the back of the ladybug's head. Then it makes the antenna curl up behind it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put the ribbon on the sticky side so that it curls towards the sticky side, and then put that sticky side behind the ladybug's head. Okay, so now she's got 2 antennas. Now the next thing I want to do before I add the detail of the spots is show them to you. I've got 5, and the fun thing about this ladybug is you can use her to do addition. If I have 1 spot on one side and 1 spot on the other side, how many spots do I have total? 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. You can do this with more spots as well. If I have 2 on one side and 1 on the other side, now this ladybug looks like the math problem of 1, 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1, 1 is 3. You can try a different arrangement too with your spots. Maybe you leave it blank and you have 3 on one side and none on the other. Then how many spots do you have? 0 plus 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. That's 3 spots. Let's try again. If we want to do 3 plus 2, we can put 3 spots on one side and put 2 spots on the other side, and that would give us the math problem 3 plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. Do you see all of the different things you can try? So if you're ready, you can glue them down or tape them down, or you can keep trying. You could do 2 plus 1 or 2 plus 3. You could even make your spots smaller if you want, so you could fit more spots on and try different addition problems. I like how 2 plus 3 looks, so I'm going to tape each spot down. I make a little tape ball and then push it onto the ladybug. I'm going to keep going. Make a little tape ball, put it on the spot, and push it onto the ladybug. I'm going to do that with all of my spots. All right, now our last thing is to give the ladybug some eyes. So I'm going to draw a circle with a smaller circle on the inside and color that smaller circle in. Now I have 2 cute little eyes on my ladybug. And now my addition ladybug is all done. See you later. I chose to color just inside the shapes themselves first, but I still have all these spaces to fill in. So you could decide, maybe you want to fill them in with colors, maybe you want to leave it white, you really like how this looks, maybe you want to make it black. I'm going to try black. So let's get back to speeding through this while I color black, and I'll show you the finished product soon. Okay, and here we go. There's my project. It looks cool from any angle. I'm really proud of it, and I hope that you are proud of yours. I would love to see it. Have a good rest of your week.